In the 60s and 70s, we consumed healthy snacks. Kids consume milk, we consume fruit, we consume what you would think of as really good foods. What's changed in the last decade is we're consuming high-fat, salty snacks. That could be tortilla chips or potato chips. It could be kind of candies and desserts and so forth. We've really changed the nature of what we call a snack.
You can go into any grocery store and into any restaurant. You can buy the diet soda if you want to. You can buy the low-fat alternatives. You can buy the smaller portion if you want to.
Rick Berman runs the Center for Consumer Freedom, funded by the restaurant industry.
Just look what this reckless cookie-baking business has done to my client.
They have been running advertisements criticizing those who criticize the food industry.
You make them taste good on purpose, don't you?
I guess so.
Learn more about lawyers cashing in on obesity at
What the food companies are doing is just responding to consumer demand.
Is it, as far as you're concerned, entirely a matter of personal choice and not at all a matter of marketing?
Well, ultimately, it is a matter of personal choice. I mean, we can't dictate what people choose to eat. So yes, at some point, what people choose to eat or how they choose to move is ultimately the issue here.
Of course, what you eat is a personal decision. The overweight and obesity epidemics are a result of people choosing to eat more, eat larger portions, and eat more often. Americans are choosing foods with more sweeteners and more calories. They're drinking more sodas, eating more candy, and snacking all day long.
Don't you think the food industry is simply giving people the products they want?
I don't think that you can talk about giving the public what the public wants without discussing the $33 billion a year that the food industry spends to try to promote that kind of want.
Do we need anything else here?
If you were going to design a strategy to try to get people to eat more food, you'd make food more convenient, you'd make it ubiquitous, you'd encourage people to eat more frequently on more different eating occasions, and you'd encourage them to eat larger portions. And all of those are deliberate strategies to sell more food.
In the last 20 years, you have increased the size of your products. You have increased the number of products you introduce. You have increased the marketing of your products. Are these not strategies designed to get people to eat more?
No, they're strategies to respond to what people's needs are today. I think that the industry is acting very responsibly to try to bring these products to market in a responsible way and to make sure that what they're offering fits into people's healthy diets.
Working the pounds off, it's Good Morning America's Lock the Door, Lose the Weight.
Americans talk a lot about being fit and thinner. Americans spend billions of dollars every year on diets and exercise.
Reach and pull good.
There are thousands of exercise videos, machines, gadgets, gimmicks, all designed to help us lose the weight we put on by eating too much.
How about butt squeeze?
Oh.
And for the food industry, exercise is a convenient answer to obesity.
I think people do need to exercise more, and not just exercise, because when you think of exercise, it often seems like it's more than you can fit into your very busy day. But you can take small steps.
Obesity is not going to be solved through sheer physical activity. The food industry would like to blame everything on lack of exercise. Eat as much as you want, exercise it off. Go out and buy a bike or play basketball with your kid. We should do that, but that's only part of the battle.
And here is why. You have to jog for 15 minutes to burn just 1 ounce of potato chips. You have to bike for an hour to burn the calories in this soda. And this supersized meal at McDonald's has so many calories, you have to walk for 6 hours to burn it off. It is hard to see how exercise alone is the solution to obesity. And one food company appears to get it.
We need to be part of the solution. We need to try to make a difference here.
If you need to be part of the solution, does this mean you're part of the problem?
I think food is part of the problem.
Michael Mudd is a senior vice president at Kraft, the largest American food processor. They make Triscuits and Oreos and Oscar Mayer products, among other things.
What do you think the right public policy is? Do you think it has as its bottom line, eat less?
If you ask the question, should America be eating less? Definitely we should be eating less, especially if we're not going to increase our activity.
We would not support a move to eat less because that's not going to solve the problem. Simply suggesting to people that you eat less food really is, I think, it's not the approach to take.
Given what you do for a living, isn't that rather self-serving?
Well, our message is eat a balanced diet, eat foods that are at the top of the pyramid in moderation, and get some activity in your life.
Kraft's approach is different. The company has proposed a wholesale review of all their products and their marketing because they know obesity is an epidemic.
What we'll do is go category by category, product by product, to look for small but meaningful opportunities to improve the nutrition.
What's the definition of meaningful?
Let's say I have a reduced fat product that takes out 5 grams versus the original, and 10 people choose that product. So on a population-wide basis, we've saved 50 grams of fat. But if I take the regular version of that product and I remove 1 gram of fat, and I do it in a way that doesn't affect the taste, and now 90 people choose that product, on a population-wide basis, I've saved 90 grams of fat. And that's my definition of a meaningful change.
In other words, making every product a little healthier would have an effect on more people.
And then we also have roasted garlic.
Public health experts say that it could help if Kraft follows through.
Pick up your chips over at Unilever Ice Cream, Unilever Best Food, and...
But counting on voluntary measures by the food industry to improve the American diet is something of a gamble.
Let's find ourselves a winner.
After all, their job is to sell more food, and it is hard to imagine the companies sacrificing their profits for the benefits of public health.
You're lucky. Yeah, are you feeling lucky?
And what the food companies are worried about now is that there will be a public backlash against their products. And so they're all scrambling to try to figure out what to do. If the public starts eating less, that's going to be bad for business, and there's no getting around that.
Eat less means that we're not going to buy as much product. It goes all the way down the chain. The supermarkets, the restaurants, the food manufacturers, agriculture, we're not going to need as much product. And that's going to be a very difficult lesson to get through.
We have said from the outset that the processed food industry is very smart and will adapt as it sees fit when there is public pressure. Look at all the low-fat products they've introduced. Trouble is, when the companies take out the fat, they often put in more sweeteners, which means more calories. So since all those products with reduced fat came on the market, Americans have actually put on more weight.